was rubbing herself all over Grace.
Yeah.
And then put her head underneath Grace's hand for pets.
You petting the kitty?
Yeah.
You petting the kitty?
Very happy.
All the rice that we have is like individual packets of rice. I don't feel like measuring all of that. So let's cook the macaroni. Meatball.
Okay, I like that. That sounds good.
Yeah. Basic.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
I'm streaming it.
Okay.
Cook and stream. You learn how to cook.
What are you looking
What you playing? Did you clean the lid for the small pan? Or the big pot? Or small pan?
Oh, I put it in the dishwasher. I can clean it though.
Wonder what was that.
Yeah, I find it easier to just put this through the dishwasher.
The fan?
You got a boogie.
I do not have a boogie.
Don't touch my nose.
No, I do not play Roblox. Sorry, I don't play Roblox. I play Pokemon and Battlefield.
What a combination.
Thing with cooking, you gotta preheat the pans. Always preheat your pan.
Yeah.
If you don't preheat your pan, it won't cook evenly and it'll take longer. So always just preheat the pan. Make sure it's on there evenly.
You see my phone over there?
Usually when it comes to preheating pans, you want to give it like 10 minutes. And we're like 6 minutes into the stream. Oh, I'm not reading nothing. I'm playing Pokemon Sun on the DS. It's a classic. Classic to some people. It's not a classic to me because it came out in 2017. I don't really consider that a classic. Now the ones from 1995 and on, those are classics. But it's like you just close it and pop it in your pocket. Still not quite there. You gotta really let that pan preheat. You gotta always let the pan preheat. I used to, when I first started cooking a lot, I used to crank the heat on the stove, on the stove top. I used to crank the gas or crank the electric to get the pan hot quicker. But then you end up, what happens when you do that? NES and such. Yeah, classic gamer. I grew up in, I was born in '94, so I grew up with Nintendo 64, GameCube, Game Boys, the OG Game Boy, Game Boy Color, the Game Boy SP, the original DS, 3DS, PlayStation. Not really like just retro games only, but like a good mix. I'm a gamer. People come home, watch TV. I come home and play games. You know, come home, be with the family, play games, stream cooking. You know how it is. So it's probably been about 10 minutes now, close to 10 minutes. So I'm losing patience. You want to get some good olive oil. You always want to have good olive oil. Don't use cheap olive oil. Cheap olive oil, it burns. Good olive oil doesn't burn. So you put like a 2 to 3 dime size droplets of olive oil. And then once that olive oil gets on the hot pan, kind of just want to like tilt the pan around and coat that the pan in the olive oil or whatever oil you're using. Some people use avocado oil. Some people use coconut oil. I prefer olive oil. I'm cooking some meatballs, some turkey meatballs, and macaroni and cheese. With forgot to turn the oven on, with some sweet potato fries. It's pretty good actually. So I'm gonna take these. You can pick these up at Aldi. I said turkey, they're actually chicken meatballs. And there's a decent amount in a bag. You get like 2 to 3 meals out of one of these bags. Get them in there, shake it around a bit, get them coated in the oil. Because once you put the food in there, it's gonna cool down the pan. So you want to turn the pan up a little bit after put the food in there, just a little bit. Let it warm up a bit for a couple minutes, and then turn it back down. I had an NES in the 80s. Oh, dude, yeah, no, retro gaming is coming back because like people find entertainment out of the old games, and I don't blame them. I love the old games. I'm playing Nintendo DS here. Like I said, I don't consider the 3DS vintage, but some people do. Yeah, so I cook those meatballs. I'm waiting for the water to boil for the macaroni. I don't have a lid for the pot, so it's taking a little bit longer to cook. But I got the oven preheating. These are the sweet potato fries. Alexia sweet potato fries. You can find these at Walmart. You can find sweet potato fries anywhere. There's really no specific brand, but they go really good in the oven. They usually say 415 degrees. I like putting it on 425, and then I let them cook a little bit longer than what the bag says, which on this bag says a full bag 16 minutes. I'll do a full 20 minutes because it gets them nice and crispy, and they're not being fried, they're being baked. And people think you can only get crispy fries when you fry them, but you can get crispy fries if you bake them. You got to season them right, and you got to cook them long enough right. And you don't want to overcook them either because they'll get burned. You got to keep an eye on them, but if you cook it right, you'll get them nice and crispy. So that oven's preheating. Meatballs are cooking. Water's not boiling yet. I'm going to crank the heat up on the water because it's taking a little while to boil. But if you want to take a look at what I got going on so far, hey, got the meatballs in there. Gotta let them cook, especially since they're frozen. I usually thaw my food, thaw my meat, but not tonight. Which reminds me to pull the turkey out for tomorrow. Oh, it's always better to cook with fresh meat, not frozen meat. But half the time, no one knows. Mr. Gordon Ramsay in it. Last time I checked, Gordon Ramsay's not coming into my kitchen and telling me what to do. So on Pokemon Sun, I just got to the volcano part of the second island. I'm hoping I can find a Charmander at some point. Gotta have a Charmander. Charmander's an OG. Gotta have him. Okay, I gotta fight the captain of the park here. And it's like, oh, it's probably gonna be hard. But I gotta, let me show you. Let me show you my secret weapon. It's a Pokemon game. I caught him early on in the game. Kadabra. I evolved him. And he is very strong. Check it out, check it out. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. Look at that color. That brown color. You can use a spatula, but you don't need it all the time, especially in meatballs because they roll. As long as you just roll them every now and then, they'll cook. There's the hot water that I got ready, get ready to cook the macaroni. What I'll do is, not everyone does it, but I'll put a little bit of olive oil in there, and that olive oil helps it not stick to the bottom, and so the macaroni won't stick to the bottom and won't get burnt. It also adds a little bit of flavor, which is really important. So these meatballs are getting there. The oven's about 235. Let's try and find some Charmander while we wait. Oh, not a Charmander. Kind of relatively close. Cubone. That's what I mean by overpowered. Watch this. Use the side beam. First try. Too easy. Found a Pokeball on the ground. Gave me a hyper potion. Oh, let's see if we got a Charmander. Who are we fighting? Magpie. Kadabra, that's me. Magpie. Let's switch out the Pokemon though. Kadabra's level 25. Let me rank up Pichu. Oh, check it out, check it out, check it out. The water is now boiling. That's when it's ready to put the macaroni in. And similar, once you put that macaroni in, it's gonna cool down the water. Do it slowly, don't dump it in. Because the water's in a rolling boil, right? So if you just slowly dump it in, the shells will be in that convection of the water. And if you do it too quick, they'll just get dumped in the water and they'll get stuck in the pan or the pot. Once you get all the noodles in there or the shells in there, just give them a little stir. So they don't stick together, they don't stick to the bottom, don't get burned. Because that's how you burn your noodles. Believe it or not, you can burn your noodles they get stuck on the bottom of the pot. That's how you burn your noodles. We're almost done, relatively. These meatballs are still kind of frozen. Sometimes you gotta put a little bit more olive oil in there. Looks like the meatballs kind of absorb the olive oil. We'll put a little more in there. Give it a little swirl. Check it out. Yeah. Macaroon shells boiling. Oven's almost getting there to full preheat. Remember, we want that preheat to be at 425. 425. Still gotta fight this magpie. Switched it out for my cadaver out for Pichu. Using my Thunder Shock on him. I'm gonna try and catch him. I don't have any fire Pokemon yet. I'm gonna try and catch him. Oh, you got my Pichu. Look at my Pichu. Tauros. Oh, damn. He's actually doing some damage to me, man. Woo. Oven's done preheating. So that means we can get the fries in there. We try and catch this magpie first. Oh no. Alright, so fries. Oh no, I dropped my pan. Oh. Get aluminum foil for the pan, for the fries. And you want to get a little bit of olive oil. And just put a dab on that pan. And you want to get some towel. And bunch it up a little bit like this. You kind of want to rub it into the foil. This will help the fries not stick to the pan, and it will also help them make them a little crispy. And for these fries, I got the seasoning for these fries. Kinder seasoning. smokehouse potatoes. I'm gonna be a little courteous with it. Get all up on them fries, man. And once you do that, just do this. Put some fries to mix in that seasoning. Bam! Right in the oven. And you put that in for 20 minutes. You always want to keep on your noodles. Noodles can overcook very quick. They'll kind of turn mushy. And you can tell if the noodles and shells and whatnot are cooked by stirring them. You can tell by the texture of the noodle that it's done cooked or not. Like less resistance. That's the best way to put it. There'll be less resistance in the boiling water. These meatballs are about done. So we'll turn the heat off on the burner and get them off the heat. You don't want to overcook them. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of dumb. I'll touch the hot spot, so I'm gonna leave them. I'm gonna leave the meatballs covering the pan so I don't freaking burn my hand. So the noodles are probably, yeah, the noodles are done. I can tell by like I said, I can tell by how they feel. So you want to get one of them strainers. Colander. One of these guys. And once the noodles are done, get the cheese packet. If I can open it. Let's see here. Struggling to open the cheese, man. And get all that cheese. Bleh. Put that cheese in there. Alright, check it out. Finished product. Kind of. Just threw the meatballs in there directly with the mac. Comes out pretty good, man.